Traded it all if I could.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting. My next guest is Glenda, and I hope I say it right, Schreiner, and she's the owner of True Patriot Homes, and she also has with her associate, which is Alicia Crick.
Correct.
And tell us a little bit about yourself today and what we're going to talk about. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Well, we're here to talk about True Patriot Homes and what we do for the community. We are a real estate investment company. We buy distressed homes or homes that have their owners distressed, either one, and try and make that experience much easier on those people so they don't feel that they're trapped in their homes, that there's an alternative way to sell their properties without spending a lot of money and getting them out of their current situation. Kind of a relief for the community as well as to the people that we do business with.
Well, a lot of people have something that comes up all the time, whether or not it's a new job. They have to get out of their house and they have to move quick. They have a medical issue. What are some of the things that come up? Give them some
the
ideas.
Health issue is a very good one.
Huge.
In fact, we were just working with two owners that had that very situation where they were fine a year and a half ago. They're not fine anymore. Mm-hmm. There are still homeowners out there that got caught in the trap in 2008. And I do mean trapped in their home. They can't sell it because they bought it, so they're so far underwater. They can't fix it or keep it up because they're so far underwater. So it comes to the point of foreclosure, and they would want to come to someone other than the bank, because the bank really truly doesn't have a whole lot of compassion in those situations, and see if we can't help them out where we can buy the property and get them on their way, and then the responsibility is for us to rehab and repackage to sell that property again.
Now, do you help people valley-wide?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay, and you're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You do free consultations. Something else that we want to talk a little bit about that you do, excuse me, anyone that's listening, maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you don't know, that you know, I should say it that way. She started laughing, so it got me off, that you know that might be in this situation. What she does is she also offers anyone that gives her a viable lead, which is somebody that they end up buying the house, $500 cash in your pocket.
It's a finder's fee, yes.
So it's a finder's fee for them. And basically, we all know somebody. I know we all know somebody in that situation that's like to get out of their home. So write this number down. That's 480-360-1177. You could check them out. You have a website?
Yes, I do, at truepatriots.com. It gives you some more details about what we do. You'll also see some properties that we have purchased and how they looked before and what they look like now. Just gives you a sense of the type of work we do when we rehab those properties.
Now, they do free consultations. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's truepatriots.com.
It's actually truepatriothomes.com.
Oh, that's the reason why.
You left the homes
Shame
part
on
out.
me.
Okay, so True Patriot Homes.
See why I have her here?
But you know what? Also, because it's the first time on, and everybody gets a little nervous, so we know that. So it's truepatriothomes.com, and you can check out some of the houses that they have refurbished. Is how I say that?
Rehabilitated, remodeled, renovated. You can use all of those words.
Now, you know what? You say that you're sort of improving neighborhoods. What does that mean?
Well, I think everybody is aware that sometimes in the neighborhood they have that one home that has been...
There's one in every neighborhood.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We laughingly call it, there's a turd in every neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be the situation that family's in, that they cannot keep it up. They cannot get out. And what we try and do is move in to help that homeowner move on to something else. We buy the home and we bring it up so that the community itself stays viable as well, that they are aspiring. There's not their property values improve.
How do you usually find the homes that you are going to fix?
Actually, many different ways. A lot of people, vacant houses is one. Other people see a vacant house in the neighborhood. It's been there, again, some of them for years, and they give us a call and say, check it out. That might be a viable lead that we would recognize. Auctions. Obviously, we do auctions. Probates, estates. There's properties in families. They inherit these properties, and they need to be fixed up. And the family doesn't have the money to put into the property to, to sell it and stuff like that. So the personal representatives of the estates will give us a call and say, "What can you do for us?" So there's lots of different avenues.
And there's also anybody that's listening to this show. If you know someone, they would love to give you their finder's fee of a $500, and all you have to do is give them the phone number. And if they purchase, if you end up purchasing the home, then they will get the $500.
Absolutely.
So they're always looking for anyone that can help them out with that. Again, that phone number, it's 480-360-1177. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're valley-wide, and they do free consultations. Okay, so I want to give out that website. It's truepatriothomes.com. We're going to talk about this because it's sort of funny in a sense. People call it flipping. We say that so much. We call it flipping. And you said to me before you came on the show, I don't like to call it flipping. And what's the reason for that? You said you got to have a little fun with it.
Well, I say fish have flippers. We rehabilitate and renovate a home and make it viable for a home for someone again. Flipping, quite frankly, it is what we do, but it's got the connotation over the years like the old used car salesman used to get. Not fair. There are some very good and some not so good, but in the industry. But we're not an average flipper. We go the extra mile. Quality of our products are excellent. We use licensed and bonded contractors. We make sure everything is brought up to code. So when you're buying a renovated True Patriot home, you're buying a home that you can have confidence in. It's brought up to today's a more contemporary form of living. We're not shy about taking down walls and renovating that sort of thing, so it's more open living. And we sell warranties we give our warranties out with our properties. We're not shy about any of that, but we're very tenacious about making sure that when we're finished with a home, it's a home that someone would be very, very proud to live in.
Let me ask you something. When someone's in an situation, they've got an issue, and they're saying, "Oh my God, I heard this. This is awesome. I might like to do that." What is the process? How fast is the turnaround? When you come in, how does that work?
We typically will talk to the owner. We always like to talk to the owners. We want to see the facility. But in general, when you call, we'll take periphery type information on the home, the size, how many rooms, that sort of thing. Get to know the individual. We do like to talk to our clients. And then what we'll do is we do use the MLS to determine where you are in that neighborhood. So we have that evaluation ahead of us, and then we'll suggest, if we feel that this is something that we can help you with, we will suggest that we meet, get to see the property. It can take 2 days and closing in 14 days as much as...
Is it cash or what?
Well, it's cash. That's very true. We do buy in cash, but we also have investors that love to give us cash because the interest that we pay for that cash to use it to buy and rehabilitate those homes is much higher than you'd ever get in a 401k or on the stock market. And so we use private lenders and hard money lenders sometimes. But we definitely invite investors that would like to participate and make some really good interest money.
We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk further about that. We have a lot of investors that listen to this show. We also all know somebody in a situation. So if it's not you, maybe it's someone that you know. Call them. Their phone number, it's 480-360-1177. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations. The website, you can see the homes there, truepatriothomes.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
But traded it all
So welcome back. We're talking with Glenda Schreiner and with also Alicia Crick, and they are with True Patriot Homes. And we've been talking a little bit, especially at the break now, about people that have been in trouble or things that happened that would be a reason why somebody would want to get out of the house. And you had a great story that you wanted to talk a little bit about, and I think that's great. Go ahead. Let's get up to that mic.
We had a client that had parents that were having to move out into a home. They were elderly and they hadn't touched the house in many years, and they couldn't certainly afford to pay a realtor to list it or to make those corrections on the property. So we were able to work out something with these people. They were able to get their cash in 14 days and move on without having to worry about that house. And that's one less thing that the family had to worry about going forward too.
Well, there are so many different reasons why somebody would need to have this happen. It doesn't mean that you are in trouble. Maybe you don't want to use a realtor. Can you just do it for those reasons, or does it have to be something that's a house that's definitely needs help? What's the deal?
We're willing to look at just about anything that makes sense. And if it's because you don't want to use a realtor, it's because you don't want to have that additional expense. Rarely is there a home that I walk in that is perfect or doesn't need some updating or some work that needs to be done. So we're open to all situations, as I've said, and it will be analyzed, and we'll make a determination at that point. Very seldom will you see us make an offer over the phone after a 10-minute conversation, and I would be leery of someone who did make that offer. It's using very little fact basis in order to move forward, and there's no personal attention to these people.
Well, you're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and that's really important for people to know this too, because there's people out there that do this. We know that, but when you're accredited with the Better Business Bureau, you've been doing this for a long time, and what again makes you different?
I think it's our connection with the clients. I think it's the type of work that we do. We're passionate about making sure that whatever we bring in, whatever we own, or ever at home we touch, we leave it in a much better condition. The Better Business Bureau is just an example of a way for someone to not only check me out, but also to make sure that I stay on the top of my game as well. It's a place where you can vent if you're dissatisfied. And I wanted people to know that I'm certainly open to that. And I learn every day. And we always try and make sure that our clients or the new owners are happy as well.
Now, also, you can check out their homes that they have refurbished, or if I say it that way, I don't want to say flip because that's not what we're calling it now. Those are for Finns. And you can check out their website. It's TruePatriotHomes with an S.com. They are valley-wide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. Obviously, they do free consultations. You have to find out the story. Everybody has a different story.
Correct.
You can also call them direct. Their phone number is 480-360-1177. Now, also, I want to go back into this. There are a lot of people out there that know somebody. And I want to just talk for a minute before we talk about the investors. For someone that does give you a viable person that you end up buying their home, you then give them $500 cash as a finder's fee. Go ahead.
That's absolutely true. I think our best leads come from those that know someone, and it's a personal connection, or someone who's aware of someone that's in trouble and needs our assistance.
So that you can also call them and just tell them that you know somebody. Maybe there's a home that you see out there that has been sort of an eyesore for you in the area. They want to help clean up the neighborhood. The phone number to call them, it's 480-360-1177. And if they end up working with them and buy that house, you get $500 right in your pocket just for doing that. So let's talk a little bit about the investors that you're looking for and that you have working with you too. Go ahead.
The investors that are participating in this business, and I leave that open to anyone who would like to investigate that, are those that want to make a return on their money, at least 6 to 8%. You're not making that in the market today, and that's guaranteed. You can either be part of a project or you can make open loans that we use for rehabbing purposes. Typically, if it's a large amount of money, we always make that money connected to the home that we're reproducing, we're renovating, and we're happy to share what those changes look like as we go along too. It's people,
So-
investors that are invested.
Are they investors that are silent investors? Or are they investors that get involved with it as well?
They're
Or both?
typically silent investors because what we do is a little more technical, and our connections are, we know pretty much what the market calls for, so we stay in tune to that. But there's always someone that's interested to watch that process take place. And some of the surprises, I mean, otherwise no one would be watching HGTV these days. Everyone wants to be a flipper, so to speak. But we'll send pictures even. If you want to see what your investment is doing and how it's working while you're making a real nice interest.
What is the process when you're working with an investor then? How do they become married with you?
What I would suggest always for an investor is to do your due diligence, as we do. We have a detailed vendor packet that we're more than willing to send to you, and then we can work through the process with you. It's done by a promissory note, and it's always or most always attached to that property, so that you know that what your money is being invested in, what you're involved in, is this particular property. It makes it simpler, and it makes the investor feel like they have ownership.
So you're always looking for investors, I would say?
Always.
Yes.
That real estate is a fairly expensive business to be in. There is some risk to it, but we try to minimize all of that, and by the work we do as well on the front side. But no problems of insuring or billing up to the bar, so to speak, to
Well, they
support
say
that investment.
that investing in property is obviously having property is the number one, and it's the greatest way to make your portfolio go up.
Still the
as well.
best.
Still the best.
investment. You can millenniums go out and buy.
and in terms of this too, when you're working with somebody, there's sometimes that they just don't want the headache of it. They want to invest, but they don't want the headache of it.
Correct, and we take care of all of that. It's a working capital format that we use for that particular home, and if you want to hear about it, fine. If you don't, fine, but we will always be open to give you an update on where we are on that. And don't worry, you don't have to be involved.
And in terms of that, you have a consultation with each other, and and you both decide, obviously, whether this is right or not.
Most definitely.
And when they go up on your website, is all of your information about that there as well?
Typically, no, because we like to have a one-on-one conversation, and it's very different for each investor. So what we try not to do is do a laundry list of things,
Okay.
but it's something that we want to do to cater to our investors and make them satisfied with where they're putting their money and what the return is going to be going down the road.
Well, one thing you do need to know is that they are rated with the Better Business Bureau, which is really important, that you can check them out anytime there. They do free consultations. The website, and you can see the homes, you can see the work right there. They're very proud of what they do. It's True Patriot Homes with an S.com. You can also call them that 480-360-1177. Again, we have a couple of minutes now to go back to the people that might just need to have their services because your house, you got to get out of it. You got a house that you just maybe inherited, or in some situation, you can work with them. And what will you do? Go ahead.
Again, we will go through the details of your situation, try and understand what your end goal is. We will interview you as far as what the home is like, where it's at, of course, those kind of details, and then we'll schedule an opportunity to come out and take a look at the home and review all of that with you at the home. You can do it long distance as well. Today, it's not so difficult to communicate when you're not physically there. So pictures, videos, all of that to support where we are and how we came to the particular price and what we can do to get you out of that home.
Your commercial says something like a brighter day is just around the corner. What did you mean by that?
If you've ever had an albatross around your throat, you would know what I mean by that one. It's just the relief with the most expensive thing, probably the most costly thing that you ever own, to when you make the decision to sell it, that you can sell it with the greatest ease.
And you know what? It's pretty much most of the time cash. You get in there, you get it done within about 14 days, and it's over with. And you can move on and have some happiness in your life instead of having the stress. The phone number to call them, it's 480-360-1177. It's truepatriothomes.com.